Daniel 8:16-17. Gabriel, make this man understand the vision. So he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell on my face. But he said to me, understand, son of man, that the vision refers to the time of the end. These 2,300 days are speaking about the end time. What did the angel Gabriel say? He tells us three things about this vision. First, the vision will speak about the end time or the time of the end. Secondly, that the vision would not be about an earthly temple, but about a heavenly sanctuary where God's throne is set. Thirdly, that the time period is not a little time, but a symbolic time. What do you mean? The prophecy foretells the time period of 7 days, right? How many days are in a year? 365, right? So if these 2,300 days are little, that's only 6 years. So they can't be little because 6 years from Daniel days doesn't nearly take us down to the time of the end. These time prophecies always start where the prophet is. Ezekiel, who was a contemporary of Daniel, gives you a clue. Ezekiel 4:6. I have laid on you a day for each year. In Bible prophecy, a day represents a year, right? So now that's not every time you read the word day in the Bible. When you read a day in the Bible, it's a day, 24 hours. But we recognize that Bible prophecy definitely uses symbols to represent things. For example, if you're studying Daniel or Revelation, and you read something about beasts coming out of the sea, are those little beasts? No, they're obviously symbolic. They represent king or kingdom. Revelation portrays Jesus riding on a white horse in heaven. Is that literal? No, it's symbolic. It represents Christ as a mighty conqueror. So when you read about a titanic conflict between Christ and Satan and the cosmic cleansing of the sanctuary, and it says something about 2,050 days, are they literal or symbolic? Right. Is it some short period, about 6 years and a few months that took place a long time ago and doesn't mean anything to us today? Or is it describing nearly 2.5 millennia of the history of God's people and the vital role Christ plays in all salvation? We are studying prophecy, and prophecy uses symbols. One day will be one literal year, according to Ezekiel 4:6. Now the prophecy makes much more sense. The picture becomes clearer. The prophecy of Daniel 8 of 2,300 days, prophetic days, equals 2,300 little years. If the Bible gives us the starting point for the 2,300 years, we can easily calculate the ending point, right? And thus we would actually discover when the judgment began. If even tonight, in that innermost banquet of heaven's sanctuary, is the call of judgment hour, is the call of the judgment hour, a call to surrender, a call to allow Christ to bring his blood into our hearts. Currently living in a unique time in history. This prophecy in the book of Daniel is significant because God ties this prophecy about Jesus' second coming with an incredible prophecy about his first coming. We can mentally think that Daniel predicted what happened along with 2,300 year timeline. We can see the fulfillment of predictions centuries ago. Prophecy predicted the exact day of Christ's baptism, the exact day of Christ's crucifixion, the exact day for the gospel to go to the Gentiles as the Jewish leaders rejected Christianity. It predicts the exact date when the clock struck the hour and came in the judgment hour. Let's look at the 2,300 day or year prophecy. The Bible begins with these words, Daniel 9:24. 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city. What is Daniel's city? Jerusalem, right? And the first 70 weeks of this prophecy are determined for Daniel's people, the Jews. The Old Testament is in the Hebrew language. In other words, it's determined is for the Hebrew word which means amputated or cut off. So the 70 weeks of this prophecy, Daniel is cut off. Cut off from what? The 2,300 days. So the first 70 weeks apply to Daniel's people. How many days are there in a week? That should be easy enough, right? 7. Good job. Okay, since there are 7 prophetic weeks, how many days is that? 470 or 490 days. These symbolic days is prophecy